Hi folks, this is Gabe with Security Baron, and do you want 2K action coming from your video doorbell? Well, we may have just the answer for you today in our review of the eufy Security Video Doorbell. In today's review of the eufy Video Doorbell, I'm going to go over some pros and cons, its design, its feature set, the installation process, the mobile app experience, before wrapping up by answering a few common questions and letting you know who this device is for. If you'd like to get the full details on the eufy Video Doorbell and see how it compares to other video doorbells on the market, head over to securitybaron.com. Let's kick off today's review of the eufy Video Doorbell, going over some pros and cons, beginning with the pros. Now, right off the bat, we have to talk about that 2K video quality. That's not HD, that's UHD. That's that Ultra HD with HDR, high dynamic range, and a 160-degree field of view. So it's really capturing everything in crisp, clear, vivid detail. I mean, it just looks amazing, and a nice 4:3 aspect ratio. We're just really into how things look on your eufy Video Doorbell. And you can actually watch that from just about anywhere. It has local storage encrypted 4 gigabytes. What that means is that anywhere you are in the world, you can go in, check out what's been happening, you can download that clip, share that clip, and you get 4 gigs of that. So it's definitely gonna work for a while, allowing you to just maintain and keep a hold of all of your clips. Finally, if you're somewhere else in the world, you're not around, you can't be bothered to turn on the microphone and have a two-way audio conversation, you can actually have 3 customized responses. I have one for my friends, so my friends come by, I can say, hey, you know what? Send me a text, I'm not home right now, let's get things going. Or you can have one for a delivery person, like, hey, you can leave that on the front porch. So it's really useful to have these customized responses. Now, when it comes to cons, in my experience, the eufy Video Doorbell could have done a better job of distinguishing between humans and other movement in my environment. It would often tell me that there's a human. Of course, I'd look at the notification and then find it would just be a car, which I guess is technically being driven by a human, but you can't see them, or a tree rustling or something of that nature. So while it is able to be defined a little bit more and you can customize motion sensitivity, I do think that the standard should have been a little bit better when it comes to human versus other motion detection. Another element is we tried to subscribe to the cloud storage plan to get a little bit beyond the 4 gigabytes that it comes with in terms of local storage, and we were unable to do so in our eufy account. Now, we've had a eufy account for various other cameras, and we were kind of perplexed to see why we couldn't sign up for that particular element in terms of cloud storage. Now that we've gone over the pros and cons, let's talk about the design on the eufy Video Doorbell. Now, your note here is pretty long and sleek. It's black. You have the eufy logo right in the middle. Your button is here, and I really like that it has an LED light that lights up whenever it's pushed. You can kind of see it at night. Beyond that, you see you have a nice flush lens and microphone, and then you have your actual speaker on the bottom. Now, on the back, you'll note you have your QR code for actually setting it up, and you have the parts that will go into your existing wiring in terms of giving you power. It is not a battery-powered doorbell by any stretch of the imagination. Another thing we want to note is that yes, this does go into your indoor wiring in terms of the infrastructure you already have, but it does not actually go with your existing chime. And that's why eufy also includes this chime. So the eufy Security chime, pretty easy to sync. You have a sync button here at the top. You can actually move the volume up and down on the side. You have speakers. It works pretty well, but it should be noted that this is the only sound you're going to get for your eufy Video Doorbell because it's not going to go with your existing infrastructure. Now, when you're talking about the rest of this device in terms of what it's capable of, well, it's capable of a lot. It's IP65 rated, and it can go from -4 to 122 degrees. So you shouldn't really have to worry about, rain, snow, cold weather, hot weather. It's generally going to function. So, if people are coming to your house in a blizzard, you'll probably be able to see who's at the front door. So that's a look at the design on the eufy Video Doorbell. Well, hold on. I hope you're enjoying today's review of the eufy Video Doorbell. If you want to be kept up to date on the newest in smart video doorbells, smart home security, cybersecurity, and so much more, subscribe to our channel, Security Baron. We're dropping new content weekly. All right, let's get back to the video. All right, now that we've gone over the pros and cons and the design of the eufy Video Doorbell, let's talk about that feature set, beginning with that video quality, which is a solid 2K. You're gonna see things so crisply, so clearly. It has HDR, really helping you to see things when it's nice and sunny. You got a 160-degree field of view, making sure that you're capturing everything that takes place in the vicinity of your home. I mean, you're just gonna see everything in a really detailed manner. Nice 4:3 aspect ratio, really can't speak highly enough of the video quality. And when it comes to night vision, it also performs quite admirably. It has infrared LEDs, allowing me to see facial features, allowing me to see people walking their dog on the sidewalk, just really allowing me to capture everything in the way it was meant to be seen. Now, in addition to the video quality, you have really great two-way audio on the eufy Video Doorbell. So that means that I can use my phone, hear people in front of my door, has a speaker and a microphone on the device itself, and of course I have that on my mobile device, and I can just have a back and forth. It's almost as fluid as a normal conversation. And what I like about it is that no one ever says that I can't be heard, and I always can hear them, so it's really picking up on things really well.
Yeah.
And if that's not enough for you, maybe you don't have the time to go back and forth with someone at any particular moment, well, you can have up to 3 recorded messages that you send to people. So I basically break people into 3 different groups, my friends, my delivery folks, and of course, just strangers. So I don't know why they're at my front door. And I have 3 separate messages for each person that comes to see what's going on at my house. And that's a really useful element and a really great way to employ that nice speaker and microphone on the eufy Video Doorbell. Now, you can also get instant notifications from eufy whenever something happens in terms of an event in front of your home. Now, what I like about the eufy Video Doorbell is that it doesn't just begin taking that video as the thing is in progress. So sometimes with video doorbells, you don't get anything prior to the ringing of the doorbell or the motion being detected. But with eufy, you're gonna see the few moments before in some basically semblance of constant recording. Now, what this means is that we can actually define or customize our motion sensitivity to the extent we want to be bothered. Now, you can change it to just detecting humans, but it's not the most accurate in our experience. But you can also just turn off all motion detection completely and only receive notifications when people ring your doorbell. Now, when it comes to storing your clips on your eufy Video Doorbell, it actually comes with 4 gigabytes local storage encrypted. Now, I say local storage, but it doesn't mean that you can't watch it from anywhere, because you can. You can go into your eufy Security mobile application, go into any particular clip and see what's happening, download it, share it, delete it, whatever you'd like to do. Now, once it hits that 4 gigs, it will begin to overwrite the earliest things that you've had recorded. Now, one thing to note is that we tried to add to this by signing up for the eufy Cloud subscription, which is something we've done with some of our other eufy devices like cameras, but we were unable to do so. We were unable to add to that ability. And while we like the fact that it begins to take a clip before the action actually takes place, we do want to note that it's not 24/7 continuous recording. So you can't go back in time and see anything that's taken place in the past 24 hours. Another feature I really enjoyed with the eufy Video Doorbell is its integration with the 2 largest smart platforms out there, Amazon and Google. So you can use these virtual assistants to, of course, just watch what's happening in something larger than your mobile device by throwing it to one of the smart displays. So if I want to watch what's happening in front of my house on my Amazon Echo Show, I can do so. And that's a really fun element, and you can see that the eufy Video Doorbell has a pretty solid feature set. Let's talk about the installation process with the eufy Video Doorbell. It's pretty straightforward and easy. Now remember, this is gonna go with your existing wiring, or you can use an adapter of sorts. Now you're gonna just take the power elements, there's gonna be 2 wires, place them underneath these screws, screw it in, and then you're gonna see that it gives power to the device itself. You'll get a nice little yellow ring around the doorbell. And from there, you're just gonna scan either this QR code on the back of the device, or if you've already installed this, you're gonna scan the QR code that's found in the literature that comes in your eufy Video Doorbell box. From there, it'll walk you through the rest of the setup process, which is essentially just adding it to your home's Wi-Fi, giving it a name, and making sure that you can actually see that live stream. Now the next part is, remember, it's been facilitated by the no chime action. So you're not gonna be able to put this into your existing home's chime, which is why they send you this eufy chime. And from here, you're going to just plug it into an outlet, and you probably want to put it in the top so that you can have something in the bottom outlet, and then you'll push the sync button on the top, make sure it connects to your eufy security video doorbell, and voila, you're ready to go. You'll be able to hear people at your door beyond just your mobile device, and you'll have this set up. So overall, really easy installation process with the eufy video doorbell. Now that we have everything installed, let's check out the mobile application for the eufy video doorbell, eufy Security. Now this is where you're going to be live streaming and interfacing with the device itself, and people seem to be generally enjoying that experience, finding it intuitive. It has a 4.7 out of 5 stars in the Apple App Store and a 4.4 out of 5 stars in the Google Play Store. So let's go ahead and check it out on my iPhone 7 Plus. Here I am checking out the eufy video doorbell in the eufy Security mobile application. So you see here we've got a doorbell, and let's jump directly into that live stream. Now, wow, look at that. Beautiful, looks great. I mean, not ideal having this 2 trash cans and trash, but it is New York. What else would you expect? And look at that autumn tree. It's gorgeous. And a nice blue sky. It just really turned out to be a nice day in the neighborhood. Now I can go in and zoom in on anything I'd like right here in that live view, move from one side to another. And if you look and see, I can actually go ahead and go to the side and get a nice landscape perspective. Now going back, you'll note right below the image, you do have the ability to see how the transfer rate is going in terms of the kilobytes per second. And below that, you have a nice array of options. I can decide to record directly in the app by pressing on the camera icon. I can do two-way audio by just tapping on that microphone icon. If I click the messages beside it, I can actually just leave a voice response. Now you'll see here, I've got, excuse me, can I help you? Please leave it at the door, it will be right there. Or not home. Now not home is a voice response that I actually made. And in terms of what it says, hey, I'm not home, leave me a text. And I can generally send that to my friends. And to the right of that, you have the ability to actually control the speaker. So if you want to hear what's going on outside or not hear it, that's all up to you by clicking on that far right icon. Now let's just go back and look at some of the elements of the app. Now you'll note in the top part, you get that snooze button. And then to the right of that, you have your events. And the events is what I actually want to look at first. So I had someone come and ring my doorbell, and I can see it now. Someone coming, ringing the doorbell, see them here. And you'll note that before they actually rang the doorbell, the video began to record. And that's really useful for knowing exactly how things are going. Now you'll note here, we're able to see really well this gentleman who has come to my front door to ring my bell. And if you look, there's a ton of different activities taking place that I can look. Like look at this nice family walking down the street. That's all available to me right here in the app. And you get a little thumbnail right below that on the bottom left-hand side. So you say, oh, what's actually happening here? And if you look at the bottom, you have the ability to download that clip, share that clip, donate, or delete a clip. So that's all really useful. I can go back to the night before and do the same thing. See people doing things on my block. Night vision's really clear, humans going by, things happening to the far right. Just a lot of really nice, clear imagery, even with that night vision. So going back to our snooze option, we can snooze all motion alerts. We can also snooze the chime. The worst thing you'd have is you're trying to take a nice 30-minute nap, and all of a sudden someone wants to ring your doorbell to sell you some magazines, and now you're awake. So I like the ability to not only snooze the motion, but snooze the entire chime, because one thing to note with this particular video doorbell is that it does not integrate with your existing infrastructure. So in order to hear people at your door, it comes with a chime, and you have to install that in your home. It's a very easy process, but don't think you're going to be hearing the chime like you have from your traditional doorbell. Now let's jump into those settings. Now with the eufy doorbell, you have a lot of options when it comes to your camera, your chimes alert, whether or not you want that eufy security logo being displayed on each video clip, and even if you want your LED at night. Typically, these are all things you're going to want to have going on, so I leave them on at all times. But really, we want to bear down into how your motion detection works. So you can, one, just set an activity zone so that you're not capturing everything taking place on the block. Now, if you note here, we have an activity zone made. Now let's edit it a bit. Now here we only have my door, my steps themselves being monitored. So now it's going to ignore everything outside of that activity zone. And voila. Now I'll just know when someone comes up. Now that's a little bit light. And if you note, when I go into the various sensitivities, it's just going to allow me to decide on all motion, motion, or human only. Now look here, when I do human only, it actually wants me to increase the facial recognition area, so I need to expand the activity zone, which is why I made it so small earlier. So I go back into settings, and I actually edit it so that it can have an increased field of view and see more of people, so that I can get that human only design. So now I'm back, and now I have only humans going to be detected in the motion detections. So from there, you have options to change your video quality, HDR enabled, distortion correction, because remember, with the 160-degree field of view, you definitely want to correct for that fisheye perspective. You can, of course, record in 2K, which is a great element of the eufy Video Doorbell. From there, you get other options in terms of creating your own quick response. I have one quick response made, which is just like, hey, I'm not home, please send me a text. You can edit others for delivery people, if you have a specific message for any delivery person, or for someone just coming to your house. And you have your night vision option, notifications. You can decide on the sounds you want, how loud you want things to be from your indoor eufy chime, and just deciding and looking at your local storage. So I've used up about 20% of my local storage, and that's good to be able to know when you have a finite amount of local storage, as you do with the eufy doorbell. So that's a look at the eufy Video Doorbell with the eufy Security mobile application. Now I want to answer some common questions about the eufy Video Doorbell. First, does it have facial recognition technology? And no, the eufy Video Doorbell does not have facial recognition technology. In fact, they do not really have any artificial intelligence, and that's something that eufy has also told us. Second, can it be battery powered? And no, you must hardwire this device into your existing infrastructure or potentially use an adapter. There is no battery powered option. And third, do you have to pay any extra fees or get a subscription in order to watch or view your clips? And no, you do not. With the 4 gigabytes of local storage that you can access from anywhere in the world, you can download and share clips to your heart's content. All right, we've come a long way with our eufy Video Doorbell, and I just want to break down exactly who I think this device is for, and it's for that video quality enthusiast. It's got 2K, HDR, Ultra HD, 160-degree field of view, fisheye distortion correction. I mean, it's just bringing the heat when it comes to that video quality, and that stands for both night and day vision. You got that infrared LEDs to make sure you don't miss anything, because it's all coming through in that crisp, clear, vivid detail. Now, if you want to also be heard and you want to hear, you have two-way audio that works really well on this device in terms of allowing you to have a real conversation with whoever happens to be at your front door, no matter where you are in the world. And if you can't be bothered, well, you simply send one of those 3 customized responses that you're allowed to record directly in the mobile application. So you can have various responses to people that happen to be at your front door. Now, the final element is you don't have to have any recurring fees being paid monthly. It has 4 gigabytes of local storage that's encrypted, and you can access that from anywhere you happen to be. So no worries, the price you pay on the day you buy it is the price you've paid for your device. Now, if you're someone who wants artificial intelligence, this is not the device for you. If you want to know that it's Bobby at your front door, the eufy Video Doorbell is not going to tell you. And if you're someone who wants to be able to watch an entire day, maybe do a time lapse with your Video Doorbell, you're not going to get that because it doesn't have 24/7 continuous recording. However, for $160, I think you're getting a really feature-rich and impressive video doorbell with the eufy Security Video Doorbell. So that concludes our look at the eufy Security Video Doorbell. If you appreciate today's video, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. As always, this is Gabe with Security Baron. Be secure.